Published 0830 Est, 23 November 2017. Updated 1047 Est, 23 November 2017. The trial of an army sergeant accused of trying to kill his wife by tampering with her parachute collapsed today after the jury failed to reach verdicts. Mr. Justice Sweeney discharged them because they could not agree a verdict on whether Emile Cilliers had twice attempted to murder his wife Victoria. The Crown Prosecution Service has said this afternoon will seek a retrial, likely to take place by Easter next year. Jurors considering the case of Emile Cilliers, 37, pictured today, who is accused of twice attempting to murder his wife Victoria, 42, pictured outside court, have complained to a judge about what he has said about them. Cilliers was accused of trying to murder his wife Victoria with a deliberate gas leak and then by tampering with her parachute 6 days later on Easter Sunday 2015. He had denied it, claiming the leak must have been accidental and a third party may have tampered with his wife's parachute. The prosecution said that the father of 6, who was having affairs with his ex-wife Carly and Tinder lover Stephanie Goller, wanted to kill his wife for her £120,000 life insurance policy to pay off his debts. 2 jurors at the Emile Cilliers trial at Winchester Crown Court were yesterday discharged after they were diagnosed with stress-related illnesses and were taken for treatment by doctors. Mr. Justice Sweeney said they had become unwell with stress-related illnesses and told the remaining 10 their deliberations must remain within the proper bounds of discussion, and not amount to improper pressure or bullying. Mr. Justice Sweeney, one of Britain's most experienced Crown Court judges, warned yesterday about improper pressure or bullying in the jury room. In response, the 10 remaining jurors, who began their deliberations on November 14, wrote him a group note defending themselves. It read: following yesterday's further direction, the jury returned to the deliberation room to read and discuss the direction as discussed. The jury unanimously agreed no such bullying had taken place. We then proceeded to further deliberations in the time remaining. After our dismissal for the day, a number of jurors were contacted by friends and family who became aware of press reporting implicating bullying. Collectively we feel we have had no opportunity to defend ourselves and our integrity, which has further implications on us personally and professionally. Mr. Justice Sweeney responded by saying in a further direction that his comments had not suggested any bullying had been going on but had been intended to flush it out if it had. He told them the direction I gave you yesterday afternoon was against the background that I had discharged 2 of your original number as they were suffering stress-related illnesses and medical evidence showed they were not fit to continue. Having to discharge jurors while they are deliberating for stress-related illnesses is very rare. It may happen at one end of the spectrum through sheer bad luck, or, at the other end of the spectrum, it may happen because something has gone wrong with the way the deliberations were being conducted. The law is clear that in these circumstances I had to make sure that it was not as a result of something having gone wrong, hence my direction to you yesterday afternoon, in which you will have noted it was not suggested any bullying had been going on but it was intended to flush it out if it had. All inquiries that I have been able to make this morning indicated that the media, for their part, simply and faithfully reported, either in whole or in part, my direction. Any report that reached you suggesting any adverse implication in any of the media reporting was misconceived and must be ignored, in which you have now made clear that you unanimously agree that there has not been any bullying and have thus publicly defended yourselves and your integrity, albeit that was not in fact required. You must now put this episode completely behind you, and when continuing your deliberations you must do so by way of a careful, dispassionate consideration of the evidence. Ms. Cilliers, pictured with her husband, survived the fall after the parachute failed to open properly in a 4,000 feet jump. Cilliers, of the Royal Army Physical Training Corps, is accused at Winchester Crown Court of 2 counts of attempting to murder Victoria Cilliers while having 2 affairs. Mrs. Cilliers, a highly experienced parachuting instructor, suffered near-fatal injuries when she took part in a jump at the Army Parachute Association at Netheravon, Wiltshire, on April 5, 2015. Cilliers, 37, is accused of sabotaging her main and reserve parachute and a few days earlier tampering with a gas valve at the family home in Amesbury, Wiltshire. The defendant denies 2 counts of attempted murder and 1 of criminal damage to the gas valve, recklessly endangering life. He suggested in court that a stranger may have tampered with his wife's parachute, and denied tampering with the gas fitting. Sorry, we are not currently accepting comments on this article.